is the bit,
I bought another one.
we'll wait till Jane gets done.
I'd go buy one.
I did, and I
I'll
told
pay you back.
her, no, you won't, that tree sitting.
Yeah, that's an exception. We immediately put that in the minutes, Steve.
And wait, I told Elizabeth to find out where they wanted it. She said, well, I
All right, we will begin the work session of the Dade County Board of Commissioners. This is
Thank you.
our January meeting. We normally have that the first Thursday of each month. Of course, last Thursday was New Year's Day, therefore we traditionally postpone it by 1 week, and that is what we've done tonight. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and everything's going well for everybody. I'm going to keep it quicker tonight because Bob will keep me on task. There is a football game apparently starting at 7:30 that we need all of Dade County to be watching, right?
That's very important.
Very important. All right. So we'll begin by calling for any changes to the agenda as has been presented. I know under 4B, we have a resolution R-06-26, reappointment of a member to the Alcohol Beverage Control Board that needs to be added. And also under 5E, which is the Dade County Administrative Office, a copier contract. So are there any other changes to the agenda? Okay, hearing none, that will stand approved as amended and added to the consent agenda. We have the approval of the previous meeting minutes for your review. We had the workshop from December 4th, as well as the regular meeting on December 4th, and then also a Trenton Dade Animal Center meeting that had minutes called TDAC on December 16th. Are there any changes or amendments to those minutes?
No.
Hearing none, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval. Number 3, we have the review of the personnel status report. No major changes. I think we're down about 10 employees over different areas of county government, but I believe maybe Massengill has got one in the road department that needs to be replaced. I can't recall if he's already replaced that person or not. And of course, our one vacancy that's been created is the Board of Elections supervisor, election supervisor, Lawana Vaughn has stepped down as that person, and so I think we had 13, 14 applications submitted, and I think they've got that narrowed down to 2 or 3, so for a final round of interviews next week. But that's a very important position in Dade County, so they've been doing a lot of due diligence. Any changes or questions about the review of the personal status report?
No.
All right, hearing none, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval. On 4A, we have a proclamation. This is for National Human Trafficking Month, Prevention Month, and this is something that's done on the national and state level, so we have proclaimed to recognize January as National Human Trafficking Prevention Month in Dade County and ask all individuals, schools, organizations, and communities to increase awareness, learn the signs of human trafficking, support survivors, and work together to prevent exploitation in all of its forms. I'll add that to consent agenda for approval. Resolution R-06, which is and I don't know if I've got that one in my packet. But
Reappointment
anyway.
of member to the Alcohol Beverage Control Board.
Right. That's Dwayne Stevens. He's been on the board a few years, and he's agreed to serve another term. It's a 4-year term commencing January 1st, backing it up a few days, 2026 through December 31st, 2029. Any questions about that?
Thank you for his service.
All right, we'll add that to the consent agenda. The Trenton Dade Animal Center Advisory Board. So we, in the ordinance that we passed recently in December 4th, there's a section in the ordinance under 1-4, and it's the establishment of a Trenton Dade Animal Center Advisory Board. So I'm going to quickly read this and then give you a little bit of instruction. There is hereby established a Trenton Dade Animal Center Advisory Board whose membership shall be appointed by the county and the city of Trenton. The purpose of the TDAC Advisory Board shall be to make recommendations to the county and city concerning the Animal Control Center, its operating policies and procedures. The TDAC Advisory Board may also make recommendations to the county and city for additional capital improvements, maintenance, and repairs to the animal center. The capital expense request shall be approved by the county and the city before these requests become binding upon the approving governmental body. The recommended operating policies, procedures, and funding request of the Animal Center shall be adopted at a regular scheduled meeting of the TDAC Advisory Board and then forwarded to the county and city for review and approval. The TDAC Advisory Board shall be comprised of 7 members. The county and city shall each appoint 3 members of the TDAC Advisory Board for staggered terms of 4 years. At least one of the 3 members appointed by each of the parties, meaning the county and the city, shall be a community member and not a member of the county or city governing authorities. The remaining members shall be appointed by agreement of the county executive and the city mayor. A board member shall serve for no more than 2 consecutive 4-year terms. So we're just making that announcement tonight. I don't have any direct recommendations unless y'all want to move forward that, but I was going to suggest that we'll put this out on the website. I'll get with Carrie and add this as our 17th board of the commission. And what this means is there'll be a board application. If you're having interest, if you serve in the community to serve on this board, if you will fill that out, and then either if the site will allow them to submit it, Carrie, I'm not sure, then we'll receive that and then place your name into the nomination pool showing your interest in that. And this actually is a board appointment application. If you have an interest in any other board in Dade County, you may do that at any time, and we'll just maintain those in a file. So they'll be available online on our website. And if you would prefer to come in and pick up a copy, feel free to do that during normal business hours at the Dade County Board of Commissioners office here in the administrative building. And we'll be glad to give one of those to you and just get that back to our county clerk, Gidget Knight. So thanks, Gidget.
Question.
Yes, sir.
In that you just read, it says the county and the city shall approve the expenses,
Yes.
capital expense. How is that gonna be divided? Has there been any figure on that?
Yeah, so we put that in the intergovernmental agreement that we passed back 3 or 4 months ago. And I think for the first, we're going to take a look at it for the first 3 years. It's pretty.
It was going to be
pretty
reviewed.
Equal.
Yeah.
Initially.
50-50 to begin, right? And at the end of each year, right, it'll be reviewed again to see if there's any major movements, right? And the initial contract for the TDAC itself was for 3 years to try it out and see.
Yep.
Does that answer your question?
That's it, so
Okay,
that's
man.
good. There's something red and black and white.
Oh, no doubt about it,
Right,
yes.
right.
Yeah.
All right, so again, if you're interested, go online. We'll be glad to accept those. So no actual action on that tonight. Number 5A is request for proposals. I'll ask Tommy to come up at this time and whomever else he'd like to come up with him if he wants someone else to come. Tommy Bradford is our chief deputy.
Yeah, got it.
And he has made a request for 2 separate proposals. The first one, I think, is for a patrol car. We recently had involved in an accident, so go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, so the first one will be a patrol car that was involved in a pursuit. Guy spun around, come back, hit the vehicle head on. It was totaled out. And so we have gotten bids from Prater Ford, Hardy Family Ford, Brannon Ford, Wade Ford, and Jackie Jones to replace that vehicle. Prater Ford came in, this is with the warranty. Well, without the warranty, it was $46,869. Hardy Family was, is this Larkin? Yeah. Hardy Family was 46,895. Brandon was 49,000. Wade was 49,900. Jackie Jones was 46,698. The only other one that provided the warranties with it besides Prater was Wade. With the warranty, or no, I'm sorry. Yes, so with the warranty, it was $51,025 for Wade. And for Prater, it was with the warranty, $48,994. So we were picking to go with Prater because of the cheaper bid. The equipment is not on there. We're trying to, most of the equipment on the car, we can, because it's only a 3-year difference, can be used on the other vehicle, so we're transporting it down to Fort Payne to where they're gonna remove it, put that equipment back on the car. We'll have to have a new push bumper, some more stuff for the front, speakers, stuff like that. So I don't have a price on that yet. We did get $16,900 on the insurance. I can use that, or come back and just email y'all on what it would cost for the equipment with the installation that's needed.
Was the total with the, I thought it was $50,014. What was it?
That was for
That was for the
the
next,
truck, he hasn't.
Oh,
talked about
next
it.
sorry,
Yeah.
you're
He's
right.
just talking about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
just
you.
for
the
the
one above it,
Explorer.
Bert.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
So the Ford F-150 truck that's for the bid is for the animal control.
Okay.
That, we did, the same people gave the bids. Well, except for Wade Ford, they didn't give one. The only one that gave one with a warranty was Prater. It was $50,014. So I don't have the price for the equipment on it yet, but we have another vehicle that we're gonna take the camera out of that will fit in that car.
yeah, you're gonna do the same drill you're doing with the old?
Yes, but there'll be a lot more for the truck, because I only have like the cage that will work in the truck and the camera, which is, I mean, the camera alone is $10,000, so that's, and then the cage, I think, was around $3,000, so, we're gonna use that off of another vehicle to put into this one to try to cut back on the cost of
Okay.
getting it out there, so when I get a price for that, I'll come back to y'all, I guess next month, and
Okay.
let y'all know what that's gonna be.
Okay. So, give us that price one more time,
So for,
$50,014 with the warranty on the
yes,
truck, and how
with the
much
warranty.
for the EcoBoost for Prater? With
For the EcoBoost for Prater with the warranty was $48,994.
Yeah.
Okay,
what's on
all
it.
right,
Yep.
just wanna make sure.
And that's a 5-year, 100,000, basically bumper to bumper.
All right. Any questions about that? All right, so let's, for the purchase of both of the vehicles from Prater Ford, what is that, Calhoun, I guess, Georgia?
Yeah, it's Calhoun.
And $48,994, which does include a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and also F-1, and that's an Explorer, and then the F-150, $50,014 with the warranty, including the warranty. Yeah, all right. Any questions?
No, I support it. Yep.
Okay. All right, hearing no question, no other problem, we'll put that to the consent agenda for approval. And you got all that, Madam Clerk? All right. Thank you, Tommy, appreciate it. Next thing is a request for a proposal for the jail van, Captain Chad Payne. You want to tell us what we have and what we're proposing?
Yeah, so, in no way or form would we ever want to come up here and bombard y'all with a bunch of vehicles, but this van's a little bit of a special circumstance. I began asking Tommy if I could look for a van a few months ago, and we started looking, and we noticed real quick that the price was going to be a lot. And when I say a lot, I was talking, for the van itself, $60,000 for the what we call a cage, which is what Tommy referred to as a prisoner enclosure. That alone for a transport van was about $25,000 on top of the lights, the console, all of those things that we would need. We saw that quickly it was getting above the $100,000 mark. And Tommy said, hey, not right now, we're not doing that, that's a lot of money, we'll revisit it later. And I agreed, that was reasonable. What we have now is currently a 2005 Ford Econoline van. It's got almost 200,000 miles on it, and it being 20 years old, a lot of the younger generation have never driven something that has that type of steering and suspension, and it's not built for hauling prisoners. So when you end up putting people in the back, it squats a lot, and that in turn makes it sway and all kind of stuff. So we don't use it a lot because of the condition it's in. Again, 20 years old and almost 200,000 miles. So fast forward to this Explorer that he just asked you for. We were talking to the people in Cleveland, Georgia, about the Explorer, and she just happened to ask, hey, do you know anybody that might need a transport van? And we ended up, Tommy said, well, what do you have? And she said, they have a 2020 Transit 350, which means it's a one-ton transit van, single rear axle, so it's just got 4 wheels on it. It's all-wheel drive, and granted, it's a 2020, so it's 5 years old. However, it was originally purchased in New York City, or not New York City, but New York State, and they kept it in the garage for about, I think they put 500 miles on it in the several years that they had it. It was parked in a garage. They sold it to auto auction. A gentleman bought it with a contract to transport people for Homeland Security. He did a few transports, and the last transport he did, it equivalated about 6,000 miles. The last transport he did, one of the inmates took the firearm from the guard and killed a police officer, and he said, that's what I was told by the dealership. So he said, no, I'm done. And he turned right around and gave it back to Jackie Jones in Cleveland. He sold it back to him. But it's a 2020 Transit 350. It's got 7,000 miles on it. I took it down to Billy at Don's request. Billy looked under it. There's no rust on it. It was in New York State, but it was in a garage. There's no rust whatsoever on it. It's all-wheel drive, so it's built for this type of environment. It's got a 3.5 liter engine in it. The price of it came in around $52,000, which was less than half of what we were pricing the new ones for. And that being the reason that we're here, it is used, but it's sitting on the lot. It's not like something that we're ordering, is why we're coming tonight to ask if y'all would get it. Now, all 3 of y'all have had the opportunity to come look at it. It's probably the nicest thing that we've ever had on that side for as far as the jail goes. It's very appropriate, and the price itself is you just can't beat it compared to what it would cost to replace it new. And I also gave 2 proposals, one that included a warranty, 6 additional years up to 100,000 additional miles, and it was around $3,000. So the total price with the warranty would be $55,937. And the price without the warranty would be $52,969. So you're talking just less than $3,000 difference for 6 additional years of coverage, which will probably meet that before we would the 100 extra thousand miles. But you're talking, if say the motor went out on that 3.5, it's $5,000 just to replace the motor. But I've submitted both proposals, whichever one y'all decide to go with. If you want the warranty, that's great. If you don't, then we'll take it without the warranty, but that's totally up to y'all.
Okay.
We actually parked it out front here tonight, and a personnel issue came up that we had to go handle. We were gonna have it open out there for people to look at, and we were not able to get over before everybody piled in.
Yeah.
Well, I've got 2 aspects about it. My farm truck is a 2005 F-150, and I wouldn't want to transport prisoners in it. You know what I mean? It takes care of me. It gets me from my house to my farms and that kind of thing, but no long trips and that kind of, so I understand the need to replace. I went and looked at it, and I'll tell you, I'm glad Billy looked at it underneath and all that, but it looks brand new, doesn't it?
It does,
I mean,
yeah.
it really does, so.
Well, not
Yeah.
only does it have the cage, the lights,
Yeah.
it has the console, it has a full camera system that records DVR, that every time the ignition turns on, it's recording on the inside, and it records, up front, in the rear, it's got,
Yeah.
the siren, the console, the computer stand, it's got everything that puts it well above the value of $100,000.
And, I'm in favor of having a warranty,
I am too.
you know, so.
Okay.
Oh, and I did a Carfax come back, everything's fine, never been an accident, never had any major repairs or anything.
All right, and if anybody out there is wondering what a transport van is, it can be anything from transporting from the jail down to the Sally Port at our court facility, or it may go to Slidell, Louisiana.
That's correct.
You
Yeah.
never know, with inmates, sometimes they may have a hearing in another state, and we have to pick them up and take them down there. Depends on the court and what kind of video conferencing stuff. After COVID, it got a little bit better. We're able now to cut a lot of that out where we
Yeah.
can do video conferencing, whereas used to, you could travel 2 days to get somewhere and then find out it's been delayed or continued and then just transport them back up. And all that time that was wasted and all those miles and the employee time and all that. So, anyway, I'm for it. I'm like the 6-year warranty, is it 4,000? Or it says 2,900?
Yeah,
2,968.
yeah, 2968 for the
Okay.
additional
All
6
right.
years, 100,000 miles. And that's on top of the
Yes.
7,000 miles that's already on it.
Okay, and the total price again?
Total price with the warranty, 55,937 even.
55,937 even, all right.
And that's a bumper to bumper. It's the platinum warranty. It's, that's pretty much all they offer at that tier, but it will cover bumper to bumper. With the exception of the equipment, the cage, the lights, all that stuff would be our responsibility.
Any other questions?
No, it's a good deal.
We will add that to consent agenda for approval. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Captain Payne.
Thank you.
Mr. Alex Case, we have an EMS vehicle. This is under C.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you, Commissioners, as well. We have a vehicle that was donated or given to the county several years ago by the city of Trenton, and we thank that commission for doing that to help with EMS. They've done that 3 times already since we've been in the EMS business of '08 to help out with that. But our EMS chief, Kyle Gross, is in that vehicle, and we're starting to have transmission issues. We've done several repairs on it, and meeting with Billy, the cost to replace that outweighs what that vehicle's worth right now. So we have also addressed replacing that with a vehicle, an F-250 Ford, 4-wheel drive, 4-door STX that we also sent out to all the same bidders as Major Bradford sent out as well. He sent them out on a Friday, and we were able to get ours finished up and sent out on Monday, and we had 3 bids returned back from the same list. Prater Ford come in with the base price of $53,990. Hardy Ford, Family Ford come in at $54,705. And then Jackie Jones come in at $54,088. Prater was the only one to give us the platinum warranty, the 5-year, 100,000 bumper to bumper for $1,929, and that grand total would have been $55,915. The other ones just gave the basic warranties, and no extended warranty was offered from them from what we had. So we had the 3 prices there. By the base price, Prater Ford is the lower one.
All right, so we've heard the request for the EMS vehicle for $55,915.72. That includes a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Any questions?
That's all it's.
And this truck is an ALS
That's right.
licensed provider that, as Chief Gross being a paramedic, that responds in the absence of ambulances and with them to have extra care throughout our
So is that
community.
cost including that?
No, it
No.
does not. We'll have to
Yeah, that's what, I just want to verify that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have also, I think it's $14,290 for Coosa Valley Communication.
Well, that, yes, that we had to, we sent out for 3 different prices on this as well. And Coosa come in at 14,920.
$290.
Dana Safety and Supply come in at 19,489, but when we started comparing them, Coosa did not include everything that we requested from what we sent. Not all the lights, the power management load system, if something starts going on where it starts shutting things off. And we have won several bids with us through the sheriff's office, and the sheriff's office has used Dana several times, hadn't you already? And that's who the last 3 cars just got finished with, and Altu is doing the same as that. They're in Fort Payne, about 20 minutes from us. Or we can get Coosa to reprice the exact 1-to-1 if we needed to. But that's our only 2 bids that we had on the equipment. Now, this is the camper top, the emergency lights. It's a deck system and stuff inside the thing that we need to haul all the equipment and stuff with in it.
Okay, so
But this list did not include everything we needed. Is that
That's
what you're saying?
correct, yes.
safety supply was $19,489.
Yes, it's $5,200 difference.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, one of the biggest thing was the labor was more, but, you know, they do really good work.
Coosa Valley,
We've had-
okay, 14,290. All right. All right, so the truck plus the cost of lights, radios, brackets, the storage things and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
mounts and yada, yada, yada. All right. Any other questions?
But good work making sure that both bids needed what they had. I mean, that's good catching that.
Yes, sir,
Yep.
yep. Like I said, they've done a lot of work for us.
Yep.
They were a part of Donahue Chevrolet, which done a lot of work for us on our Fords, doing the wiring, and this group left and went with another company, and they've done some repair work for us, plus new work for the city as well on some of the stuff. And
Okay.
Any questions? All right.
No.
Hearing no
No.
issues, we'll add that to the consent agenda for approval.
all right, thank you.
And Alex, while you're still there, talk to us about the elections building.
Tuesday, we had a meeting with Robert Roberts, which is the general contractor that we have chosen to discuss with and do valued engineering. All the civil, structural, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing drawings come back. The architect, Method Architecture, got it all back in and sent out to the 3 major local subs for that. We did run into one little issue on plumbing, which way the sewer would run, because the floor, being a single floor, was still showing going out the rear of the building to the back of the property, which was way too deep, and we couldn't, so we've made that amendment to change. So they're asking those 3 contractors that we talked about for Tri-State Electric, Tri-State Plumbing, and Reeves Heating and Air. They have some of their internal concrete folks, our roofs, you know, everything that we're seeing that we had that meeting with, what they're going to try to give us pricing, and they're bringing that to us the 21st of this month at 10
Okay,
o'clock
okay.
to have a meeting here, just to see that, see where we are. That's us still doing all the dirt work like we did to get the lot to the sub-par it is, getting it back to topsoil and ready to grade and or pave. We may even do that ourselves too. We'll just look at that valued engineering, what things we can do to save funds on this. So I had a real good meeting with the architect, Robert Roberts, and his estimator, OLG Engineering, and was all on the call, and we had real good stuff with that, so we're hoping that we can have those numbers back to sit down and hopefully come to each commissioner and talk about that, so you ought to have some decisions in February.
Great.
Okay.
Good deal.
And while you're there, give us an update on the Animal Control Center.
As well, the drawings that was approved by TDAC, the layout, the building is ordered. We hope to see drawings from the manufacturer of the building this month, that we can move those drawings to mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, because you got 4 sets of columns on the sides that they'll need to plumb around. They are working on the original plan that we have, drawings for HVAC, plumbing, electrical, exhaust systems, and the flush systems for everything. So hoping to see a preliminary price with the MEP stuff soon. We did have the property surveyed with the local surveyor to get the topo. The ground is in really good shape and in really packed well. There'll be some sub-final grading for that. Building should be here sometime in February. As soon as we get the building and where we're gonna lay it out, GAN Construction will start doing the concrete work and getting ready for when the building comes to be able to get it started.
Fantastic. Good deal. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Any questions?
No, it was great. Good deal.
Sorry, excuse me. The next agenda item is the Dade County Administrative Office. We do have a copier contract that we need approved. This is for a copier in the commission office, and that is for $13,700, and they are expensive, but we typically buy these out of SPOS, therefore we don't have to, because otherwise if you pay them out of the general fund, that's coming out of property taxes, and we don't like to do that. We prefer to pay it out of SPOS, and that way we do own it. Now, at the very end of this, you know, what do you do with it? We sell it on gov deals, and sometimes you get something, and sometimes you don't. There's, but that is the cost, and we've been using it now. We've had it for a while, but we've been trying it out, and it works well. So, any questions about that? $13,700, and that's to Chattanooga Office Supply.
So are we now purchasing the one we're using? Or is this?
We've been, it is new, it's brand new.
Yeah.
But we've had it, we should have brought this about 2 months ago.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, we should have brought it 2 months ago.
I want to make sure I wasn't missing.
We didn't know,
Well, and I think we had problems with our other one.
we did.
So we told them we want one that we can try for a while and make sure it does.
That makes
what we need
sense,
to
because
do,
I said, I thought we had a new one back there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
And
it's
then-
the
So they
same.
allowed
All right.
us to test, right?
Good.
Test it for
Yeah.
several months.
Now they kind of like to get paid, so, and I don't blame them, I guess, but anyway. Any questions?
13,000.
All right, we'll add that to the consent agenda for approval. Okay, number 6 was something with the corner, but we're going to table that tonight, and we'll pick that up at a later date. Resolution number 7 is Resolution R-01. So what this is a memorandum of understanding with the Historic Preservation Commission for Phase 3. This is supporting the county's grant match for application for the 2026 Historic Preservation Fund Certified Local Government Survey and Planning Grant. We started a process back in 2019. First of all, about 1819, we created a certified local government by establishing with the city of Trenton a Historic Preservation Commission. It's a joint commission. And so that's been going well. Audrey is probably, yep, there she
Yeah,
is.
she's here.
Audrey's here. She's one of our members on that board. Donna Street serves as chair, and Cindy Ritchie, Rex Blevins, and Sarah D. Moore also serve as commissioners on that. And we appreciate their service. Let me tell you, it's not always, it's hard to make time for stuff like this, but we started the process back in 2019 of doing what's called a survey, and you go out and you basically take a look at any property that has an asset that's 40 years or older, which technically means your house was until it burned, but it looks just like the old house, but our house is now almost 40, well, I got, 40 years old. They're historic in nature now. It's hard to think of your house as being 40 years old as historic, but it goes on this survey, and so they're identified. We had a little thing called COVID-19 hit, kind of delayed everything by 2 years, and so that happened in 2020, 21. We finally finished up the city of Trenton around late 21, and then started the process in 22. But what happened is we take the proceeds from the grant that we get and put it towards as seed money for the next grant. Because actually what they're doing is paying us back, and they pay us back through the general fund. And so we took those funds and then we did in 23 and 24, pretty much completed by the end of 24, the North Dade survey. And so now the North Dade survey being complete in 25, we've gotten those funds back, and so we're plan to use those for South Dade. South Dade's next on the list.
And Kathy asked me to write a letter, I did.
Yeah.
And it's signed, and it's back on her desk, and it's ready to go.
And so once we accomplish getting through the entire county, of course, the next will be either Sand Mountain or Lookout, and then over the next, hopefully 2 or 3 years, we'll have that complete. And then as the county's 100% complete, it opens the county up to a whole other section of grants available for historic preservation issues and matters. So anyway, that's what that's for. And this is just a memorandum of understanding going forward for that. And so any questions about that? It's typically, the survey, each one is cost around $30,000 to $35,000. We estimate this one at $34,000. We're actually requesting $20,400 in a CLG grant, and $13,600 will be the cash and in-kind match, which we've already collected through the former grant. That makes sense, and have that on the books to use to put towards this grant. So, any questions?
No, it's
Hopefully I
good.
didn't make that too complicated. All right, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval. Kathy will be happy. All right, resolution R-02-26. This is an election year, and by law, the county governing authority is required to pass a resolution setting qualifying fees for the 2026 general primary and general election. The two positions available this year will be county commissioner at $120 qualifying fee, and school board member at $18. That is 3% of the base salary, and that's what the state requires. So those are the qualifying fees. Do I have any discussion on that? All right, we'll add that to consent agenda for approval, and that will be transmitted to the Board of Elections, and then we'll also be running that in the newspaper for a period of time, and then that qualifies everyone to run. Which qualifying, I'm not sure when that takes place. It's typically February, March timeline for a general election, a primary, which takes place, I think, May 20th, 19th, somewhere around that timeline. All right. Resolution 03-26 is tax anticipation note and a line of credit authorization for the calendar year. As y'all know, we are on a fiscal calendar, meaning July 1 through June 30, but taxes are collected on a calendar year basis. And so in Georgia, what we collect actually is paying for last year's budget. I mean, that sounds backwards, but that's the way it works. And so when we set the millage rate and collect the taxes, most of those funds come in the month of October, November, and December. And so by the time July rolls around, very few current year taxes are being collected. And so what happens is we go from a $2 million month of revenues down to barely $200,000. And it's just because most people have paid their taxes by May, June, July. And so sometimes things get short. I mean, depends on when we get other revenues coming in, things can get short as far as cash goes. And Georgia counties are authorized under the Constitution of Georgia to issue what's called a tax anticipation loan. Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. This is just an in-case situation, and so that's what this is about. Any questions? I mean, I can get more down in the weeds if you want to, but anyway, that's the gist of it. And it has to be, all of the proceeds have to be paid back out of the current year's taxes before December 31st of the current year. And so typically, if we go dry, we run at about, we sometimes will borrow as soon as May, it could be as late as September, but typically almost always pay it off by November, after we get our first healthy tax payment from the tax commissioner's office. All right. All right, no problems with that. We'll add that to consent agenda for approval. Number 10 is the Resolution 04-26. That's a memorandum of understanding with the Family Crisis Center of Walker, Dade, Catoosa, and Chattooga counties. This is fees that are collected through the court system. These are not tax dollars at all. They're all monies that's collected through the courts, through fines and fees issued. And there's what's called a Family Crisis Center that provides 24-hour crisis line, emergency shelter for victims of domestic violence, safety planning for residential, non-residential victims, legal advocacy services, assistance in completion of temporary protective orders, provide victims of domestic violence appropriate referrals, and so on and so forth. So this is something we've been doing for many years. They were, I'm not sure when they were established, I think back in the early 2000s officially under this particular name, but they do a great service for Northwest Georgia. Any questions about that?
How much is usually collected through the court system?
Well, that's a good question. It varies. Do you know offhand? I know. It's not a lot for Dade County. It's through all the courts. It's through Superior Court, Probate Court, Magistrate Court, City Court, and I'm missing a court. Oh, Juvenile Court, believe it or not, sometimes. Very rarely, but sometimes. And I don't know off the top of my head. We can run a report for you, but our portion of,
At the local victims fund,
yeah, it's local victims assistance.
$11,000 every 6 months.
Yeah, about
So it's not a lot of money, because we have to
11,
report
12,000.
on those funds, how much we've received and how much we've paid out to these organizations on a semi-annual basis.
Yeah, right. And they're just one of 5 organizations that benefit from it. It's different percentages, but yeah, that's the total, isn't it? The total, 12,000.
Yeah, that's not even their.
That's not their
total.
portion. That's just, they're just one of 5 that get that divvied up. And it's about, I'd say 20 to 24,000 a year. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Any other questions? We'll add that to consent agenda for approval. The resolution R-05-26 is the Georgia Indigent Defense Services Agreement, and I will ask our public defender, Mr. Jad Johnson, who's our chief public defender, to come forward and talk to us about it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First, I want to say I'm not coming up here to ask for a vehicle. But I do want to, before I begin, again, express my thanks to Dade County for the wonderful new office that we have over at the depot. Miles and miles and miles better than the space we were in. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to be at the open house last month. I had court in Chattooga County that I had to be at. But I just want to, again, express my thanks to the commission for giving us that space. It's wonderful. We absolutely love it over there, so thank you again. The reason for my being here this evening is the yearly contract between each of the counties of our circuit, as well as the state of Georgia, Georgia Public Defender Council in Atlanta, and the local offices to provide indigent defense services for the 4 counties of our judicial circuit. The contract that is in the agenda is the exact same as the contracts that have been presented before the Dade County Commission and all the other county commissions the past several years, with one exception. I did want to bring that to you all's attention. The last substantive paragraph in the document, it kind of outlines what we have always done in practice, but puts it sort of on paper, and that is regarding the fees that are paid personnel by the counties to the state of Georgia that are not spent by the state of Georgia as far as salaries go. As some of you all may know, the way the office works is every assistant public defender, every administrative assistant that is paid for by the counties, they provide that. Catoosa County kind of collects all of those funds. And then Dade County, Walker County, Chattooga County pays over to Catoosa. Catoosa cuts a check to the state of Georgia. And that's how employee salaries get paid through the state of Georgia, even though they may be county funded. Right now, we have several vacancies in our office and have for the past several years as far as attorneys go. And so the money that Dade County and the others have paid to the state of Georgia went unspent by not having attorneys in those budgeted roles. So every year, the state of Georgia will refund that money back to the counties. And sometimes I come to the county commission meetings asking to use that money for other projects. And sometimes it just comes back to the county as basically a refund. And that's been the process we've always done. Never really has that money been spent without the county's approval, because it is the county's money that's being refunded by the state. And so the only change in this contract is basically putting that process down on paper, that it's something that we have, my office has the discretion to spend with the county's approval for any number of matters that the county agrees to and that the office directs. So other than that, the contract is exactly the same as it has been for who knows how long, certainly since before I became the chief public defender 5.5 years ago. So as far as the contract itself goes, that's the only substantive change in the contract, and I'll be happy to answer any questions any of you may have about my office or what we do or anything else.
You have been very patient with us to get that new building over there, and that, what he's referring to, is located at the old train depot that was renovated, that someone attempted to burn a few years ago, but Historic Preservation Commission was adamant in saying, no, we're not going to tear that down, and we're thankful that it wasn't torn down. So it turned out to be some excellent space for y'all, and we appreciate that. Jad is one of a line of, what, 2 or 3 public defenders, and does the best they can do. I'm telling you, they if we didn't have this form of contract labor, if you want to call it that, it's not necessarily directly contract labor. It is to us. It's kind of a quasi-governmental deal here, worked out through the state, that counties can access a public defender. If we had to do that on our own, you have to understand 1 or 2 cases could total his whole budget. I mean, it depends on the case, and if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court of Georgia. And so they have done a great job over the years of managing their money, and they've always been very open to us, very transparent, and letting the county know what they need. And if they have a refund coming back to us, if there was a need that we would agree to, as collectively as all 4 counties, not just Dade County, but Chattooga, Catoosa, and Walker. Our portion is only 9.6 or 9.8. It's very small.
9.2%.
9.2% of the entire circuit, and that's based off of population and just based off the number of folks we have. And so because of that, we usually get out pretty cheap. And if you want to look at it that way, Walker and Catoosa do pick up quite a hefty piece of it at about 38% of that budget, whereas ours is 9.2. And therefore, it's a lot easier for us to agree to certain things at times. And if you're in Chattooga County, good luck. Andy is the sole commissioner down there, and he's tight. And so it's hard to get anything past Andy, even if it's a refund and they need it desperately. He technically sometimes just won't let it happen. But anyway, we'll pray for Andy in Chattooga County. But Dade County, the restoration of the money that you've made a request in this proposal, our portion right now would only cost the county, if he were to do that today, and we funded it maybe February through the rest of this fiscal year, would only be like $3,200. So it's it's well worth it to us. Now, next year would be a full year's budget, and therefore it would be the full amount. But the full amount, again, only at 9.2%. So I don't think it's going up much at all as far as our budget goes. But I have no problem with this. I think it's one of the best deals in town, to be honest with you. So, y'all got any questions?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will add that to consent agenda for approval.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming over here in the dark. He usually comes over either December or January, so at least it's not snowing, right? All right. Next thing on the agenda is the proposed amendments to ordinance number 06-03-21, and that's in regards to solar power generation. Now, you may have noticed we have two commissioners not here tonight. Both commissioners fell sick today. It sounds like they may have the flu, and they apologize for not being here, but we didn't want them here if they've got the flu or whatever they've got. So we appreciate their not being here. So anyway, I don't like bringing up things without certain, at least, especially when there's two commissioners gone. Now,
They need to be here for this.
They do. Now, I'm sure they're probably listening in. Y'all did talk about this a little bit this week. If you want to review any of that, feel free to, or say anything based
No,
on that.
I really think, the thing about it is, we had some concepts and that kind of thing, but I think, especially Melissa and Phil need to be here as well, right? There's no doubt about that, yeah.
Right.
And so I support just moving this to the next, scheduled meeting,
Sure.
right?
I highly recommend it also.
Okay.
Okay.
Go from there.
I know you'd made a few recommendations. Did you send those to Robin?
No.
Oh, okay. Well-
I've got a few things I'd like to run by Robin also. Sure.
Yeah, prior to, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prior to.
I mean, the things you had brought up were good. I mean, they're not minor, but I think there's good changes or updates. So, if you will let Robin know of those
I'll send you a
updates.
note.
This is an opportunity, I mean, not only for solar power generation, anytime you amend an ordinance, for any reason, it's a good time to just, if there's little cleanup parts to the other parts of the ordinance we need to do that as
Make a
well.
note of that right now.
And so, if you will try to get in touch with him in the next maybe 2 weeks, it would help, because we're only about 3 weeks away from another meeting, right? That's what the clerk really wanted to hear tonight. But anyway, so, as soon as we adjourn, we'll be working on the next month's agenda in February. But that gives Robin at least a week to make some of those amendments and
Yeah.
recommendations.
I'm making myself a note right now, do it, I got it.
Is there anything we need to do about this moratorium or?
So we checked on that today. Robin, you want?
We're good through February. We may
Okay.
need to take it up on February.
Yeah. So we probably would recommend an extension of that by another 90 days at the February 5th meeting, or whatever that is, the first Thursday. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other business? Hearing none, we will take a 5-minute break and assemble at 7 p.m. for the regular meeting. County Board of Commissioners is hereby called to order. At this time, I will ask Brother Jerry Atkins to come lead us in the invocation, and Commissioner Woods to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. To begin tonight's meeting, if we could all stand, please.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this day that you have afforded us. We thank you, Lord, for the privilege of living in a country that we have freedom and that we can show this in various ways. I thank you, dear Lord, for all that has been accomplished today for your will. I pray for wisdom and vision for this commissioners, that they would always seek thy wisdom when they make the decisions. Lord, direct us as we live for you every day and protect us as we drive home today. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Face the flag, hand over heart, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, this is the regular scheduled meeting of the Dade County Board of Commissioners, which takes place at the same time on the first Thursday of every month, and in this case, the second Thursday. Proper notice of this meeting was given in the legal organ of Dade County and has been posted in the hallway of the administrative building. This time I'll call the roll and have it recorded by the clerk. Dr. Pullen.
Present.
Mr. Hartline. Mr. Woods.
Here.
Mrs. Bradford. And the chair is present. We have a quorum and therefore a legal meeting. Just to remind everyone, in case you're just tuning in at home, we do have two commissioners. Keep them in your prayers. Sick this evening, possibly the flu or something, so no one wants that. The flu's really bad at the schools and going around town. Really, it's bad all over the United States, but just remember them at this time. We'll also at this time have our citizens' participation, and tonight signed up is Ms. Jane Dixon.
Up here now.
Well, thank you all for having us. We're citizens of the community, and we're glad to be here. It can't take very long. I got the message that say it sweet, say it fast, and get and sit back down. And that's something Bob Woods and I have never mastered, okay? Never. So don't get excited. It ain't going to happen, okay? No. I'm here as past president of the local Trenton Dade Optimist Club. Now, a number of you all in the audience know what that is, and people on the commission know, because we have board members and members in the Optimist Club that are commissioners now. But what I'm here tonight to share with you is something that the Optimist Club is going to do, that we want to make an effort to impact something in the community. I really, really wish the other two commissioners felt well enough to attend, because we have prepared for about 3 weeks to present this to you all, because we've been working on it for such a long time. The Optimist Club, our main purpose is to do things in the community for our youth, and for our youth, for us to do things in the community that are for our youth. So we do all kinds of programs, but we have hit upon something that we think is valuable and outstretches further than we have ever stretched. And so we are here to tell you what it is before we do it, and then to let you know how we want it to impact you. What we are proposing at this time is that the Optimist Club will be sponsoring what is called an effort in our community to raise the public level of awareness of a sport that, as you will hear in a few minutes, has already become one of the fastest growing sports in the nation. And one of the reasons is because it is so attractive to seniors and to young people. And what we call that is to everybody in the community will end up loving it, we hope. That is what we want to happen in the town of Dade County. That sport is called pickleball. We are proposing to you all a 3-phase plan Now, when I talked with Gidget, she said, Jane, if you want money, you've got to go on a different schedule. I said, no, we don't want money. So I want you to relax, and I want you to know it's what we want you to know is what we want to do that will help support you all. The Optimist Club is in a position at this time in this three-phase plan to do three things. First of all, we will be hosting on March the 21st. So write it on your calendar because we hope that it will be so crowded that we will have to turn people away. March the 21st at Trenton Methodist Church at the First Baptist Church in Trenton. We will be hosting what will be called the Bob Barton Classic Pickleball Clinic. Bart Brandon. I always get his last name wrong. It's okay. Bart Brandon Classic Pickleball Clinic. Now, we set out in the beginning through the approval of the Optimist Club to do.
What time is that going to be?
Well, it's going to have two sessions, a morning session and an afternoon. Each session will be for 3 hours. It will be taught by professional people who are playing pickleball. In fact, two of our people who are going to be teaching the clinics won the senior division of the International Pickleball Tournament over the U.S. Some of you all may be familiar who've lived a long time with a lady named Alice Tim. She is from Chattanooga. She coached at UTC, and she also has played at Wimbledon. And she is going to be teaching, y'all, in Dade County. You hear this, okay? And Bart, excuse me just a minute. Come ahead, what's the name? No. I know his name. His name is Bart Brandon. He is also going to be teaching. A number of you all may know Bart, and we are so proud. These men and Alice that are going to be working with this are donating their time to support you as a commission. Now, you know this has a connection to it we're going to tell you about in a minute, but the second prong of this is that we will be hosting in the year 2026 our first for the Optimist Club pickleball tournament. Now, that's where we first started when we were thinking what to do. But we changed our mind because we thought, wait a minute, first, we have to set the stage and allow people to have some time to know how great it can be for them. So the clinic idea will give people, like Bob Woods can hardly walk, folks, okay, but you know what? He might want to learn to play pickleball.
Well, I used to play tennis all the time until I hurt my legs, so I'm going to come give this a shot.
All right,
Yep.
okay. It will be a fundraiser for the Optimist Club. Now, that's why I told you in the beginning what we do, because we turn our money right back around and we spend it on the youth in Dade County. I promise you that. So all of our fundraiser money will go towards our projects that we do for our youth. The third phase of this project is here. This is what you want to hear, where you really become involved. We are supporting in our county more pickleball courts. You are the only people that can provide free public facilities for our citizens. We want to tell you that we want to help support that. As well as we're not asking you for any money, please don't ask us for any, because we don't have it. Okay, that's what you say, so we say it too. We don't have the resources to build those courts on public land, so, or anywhere. So we're asking you all to consider that. That will be the third phase. We want to help you if this should become ever a splosh idea. We want to support the splosh. We want to help you in the community to say, folks, this is for us. This is for our kids. This is for our seniors. If you go to the Baptist or the Methodist church and you look at all these seniors that are playing pickleball in this community, you will be amazed. Like I said, Bob Woods will probably be out there playing before you know it, and he'll switch. They'll say, well, you have to use a paddle. He said, no, I'm using this leg. I know Bob, and Bob will play pickleball. You wait and see. Now, I won't be his partner because I have a bad hip too, but Bob, we want you all to
I want to give it a shot, I am.
I got it, but we want you all to know from this, my part of this presentation is to let you know there's somebody out there for you, and it's us. We want to promote this in our community, and I thank you. Now, I'm going to turn this over to Sandy White, who's going to give you some more information of what else it's going to do for Dade County, okay? Ms. White? She's also crippled, Bob, so hey, we might could do a threesome. How would that be?
Sandy White is the next on the list.
I'm coming today as an optimist, but I do want to give you some background on what it can do for us on a tourism level in Dade County. As she said, it is the fastest growing sport in the United States. Over 19 million pickleball players nationwide, so lots of people playing. The growth is creating a new and expanding niche in the sports tourism field, where communities invest in quality pickleball facilities, attract out-of-town visitors, generate overnight stays, support local lodging, dining, and retail sectors. So this can really help provide additional sales tax for us, as well as help our local economy. Pickleball tournaments and leagues can attract players, companions to those players, spectators from multi-counties, states away, increasing the demand for overnight lodging. Unlike large youth travel sports like travel ball, these are smaller groups, so they are consist of couples, groups, adults, multi-generational families, which will book vacation rentals, cabins, whole home accommodations, which we have a lot of here in Dade County, our short-term rental inventory. So this will really help our existing businesses. Just to give you an example of an impact of room nights, say we had a 2-day regional tournament, we'd attract about 300 visiting players, which would also bring with them 1.5 guest companions per each player, that's average, for a total of around 750 visitors. 70% of those usually would stay overnight, and so 750 visitors times 70% staying overnight times 1.7 nights, you get around 890 room nights. That's no small feat for our small community. That's just an estimated conservative impact. A mid-sized town, which would be bigger than us, averages about 1,300 room nights for a single event. So even a modest regional tournament in Dade County could generate several hundred overnight stays, supporting vacation rentals, boosting restaurant traffic, increasing retail and fuel sales with all very low infrastructure. Pickleball tourism supports our economy. It also builds identity and an active family-friendly destination. It enhances brand equity along with other attractions, so they get to see other things while they're here. And a lot of them would return for other trips. The short-term rental trends show the demand is shifting to vacation homes and cabins that often offer share space, multi-night stays for families or small groups. Pickleball travel fits right into that trend, and they often even market platforms that highlight courts and recreation nearby. So that would fit right into our lodging mix and help us leverage local host and rental operators and partner with tourism promotion. In conclusion, pickleball presents a high-growth, family-friendly tourism opportunity that aligns with our assets and lodging mix. With moderate investment, strategic event planning, the county can attract hundreds of overnight visitors, support local businesses, and strengthen the visitor economy, especially during the shoulder and off seasons. So we can do this not even in our peak seasons. Given established growth, the pickleball participation and proven impacts from similar communities, a Dade County scaled event could reasonably drive 900 plus room nights. So not only will it be a benefit to our residents, but more courts would also help in a tourism situation and bring us visitors that would come overnight as well as come back and see us again. So, thank you.
We have Lisa Cagle.
Good evening.
Let me guess, pickleball.
Yeah, so I'm an optimist, and I'm one of the pickleball players. I'm one of the hosts at Trenton First Baptist Church, and Rita Lawson and Johnny are other hosts there too. But we're here tonight just to tell you, we have probably 50 to 60 people that come through and play pickleball. We have 2 courts. We play Monday nights, at Trenton First Baptist. We play Thursday night at Trenton Methodist Church. And there's probably 60 different people come. With just 2 courts, you're very limited. You have 4 people. We always play doubles. That allows 8 people to play at one time. And a lot of people don't show because you're only going to get to play maybe once or twice. So we are here because we really need additional capacity in Dade County. And of that 60 people, we have people aged 12 years old. Monday, we have a young girl, 12 years old. We've had Bart Brannon playing with us, 80-something years old. So there's all ages, all between. We have lots of 18 to 20-year-olds that show up from time to time. Many of the linemen come and have played with us. So, you know, we really want something for our young people to do in Dade County. We don't want them leaving the county. This is something that multi-generations can do together. There's not a lot of things that multi-generations can participate in together, and we do. We have a 12-year-old playing with a 68-year-old or so. So it's really good to, you know, have pickleball in Dade County. So we know that y'all have a long-term plan. I know, Dawn, I think you've shared there is a vision. We do believe we need from 8 to 10 courts, preferably down at the sports complex, at least 8, but 10 would be great. We know that splosh dollars, I guess, will pay for that at some time, so we do support that. We know we need that, and would like to see that done. In the meantime, though, it would be really nice to get some capacity. We're having the clinic at the 2 churches. That's not going to be the best case situation because you're going to have people going back and forth. But we would like to have that tournament, and we would like to see at least one of the tennis courts down there at the 4 Fields or the sports complex retrofitted to pickleball like you have done already. Most of our group have gone down there to play, and often there's nobody on the tennis, but we don't want to do away with tennis because there are people that love tennis also. And, but I think there's many more people playing pickleball nowadays than they are, you know, tennis.
Lisa, at the churches, y'all have rackets people can use?
We do. We
Yeah.
bring them there. Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
okay, 'cause, you
extra
know,
balls, rackets.
I mean, if
we
someone
buy
wanted to
them.
try it out, just, you know,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, okay, good.
And you can sign up for our clinic March 21st.
No, I already got it on my calendar.
So if
yeah.
we, you know, that would be the request in the short term. We're hopeful that, you know, splosh dollars can be used to get us at least 8 courts down there. But in the meantime, if we could have an improvement, retrofit one of the existing tennis courts, maybe even stripe the basketball court to allow for temporary nets to be set up if we had to. I think there's a few things. Steve Morris, I know, would be really good to help make some suggestions. He works down there. And I know he would be able to provide some suggestions too. So again, thank you. Rita Lawson's going to come up and just share a little bit more, but we really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hey,
Most everyone has shared quite a few statistics. I just have a few more I would like to share. So pickleball, they talked about it being the fastest growing sport. It has grown 223% since 2017, with the largest group showing the growth there between 13 and 17-year-olds. What a wonderful way to get our youth off the couch and out and being active. We play with our grandchildren. They range from age 7 to 19. Anyone can pick it up. I am not an athlete by any stretch of the imagination, and so it was wonderful for me to be able just to step in and be able to pick the sport up. Am I good at it? I can't say I'm good at it, but I love it. And I hear this everywhere we travel. You know, we have traveled probably in just about all 50 states, and we played pickleball in a lot of them. And it's just a great way to make friends. It's a great way to see other places. When you go, you play pickleball, and they tell you about all the great things. What wonderful things we could tell them about Dade County, right? We've got some beautiful hiking places, great places to stay overnight. We have a lot to offer here. We just got to get the people here, and what they're going to want is courts to play on. We just left, forgive the attire, I was playing tonight. We just left from playing at the Methodist Church. And we've probably, we've turned people away, not saying you need to leave, but they've come in, looked around the room and said, we won't get to play, and they just walk out. And we lose that opportunity to bring, young people into not just the community, but into the church and get to that. The other thing I'd like to bring out is just the accessibility. We keep extra paddles and stuff, but you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can just come in, pick up a paddle and play. Anybody can. So I'm looking for you to be there, Bob.
All right, I'll be there. I'm in rehab now, but I'll get there. I sure will.
But I just want to speak from just a member of the community, how much we enjoy it. Matter of fact, we are traveling to Arizona in February to play in some tournaments. There's some things that are offered here, but it's kind of hard sometimes to get in it. So we're going to a camp there, and then we get to play while we're there.
And it's a shame you're lying to us. You say you can't play, but your butt's traveling to Arizona. You know what I mean? No, come on now. I don't want to hear it.
I have to be honest. I have family there, but
Okay, all right.
That's the reason for traveling there. But it's just we want to make awareness out there for everyone so that they see that they can come and participate right off the bat. You don't have to be athletic. You can look at me and tell I'm not an athlete, but it is a wonderful way to be active, meet new people, and just enjoy being together and fellowshipping.
Okay.
That's all I have. Thanks.
I got a question for y'all.
Sure.
I know the Methodist and the Baptist Church have a roof and walls and heat and air. But I went to an open house up on Burkhalter. There's a 2-court facility up there with like 4 Airbnbs, for lack of a better term. And I know what's down at Four Fields, and we've had a discussion about splosh money. And I know 2-3 of the commissioners have said pickleball. Do y'all see an open court, or do y'all see something with a top on it? Or do y'all see something even enclosed?
Well, the grand idea later on would be great if we could actually have an enclosed facility so that when weather's not permissible, then you can still go and play. One of the clubs, they opened last year in Rainsville, Alabama. It's called Top Spin. They have seen over 4,000 people come through their doors and play in the last 8 months. I just read that article this morning, and I was like, wow, okay. So, and it's an indoor facility there, so.
Wow.
I would think most would be open, but just
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Okay, thank you. Thank all of y'all.
Yep. Thank all of y'all very much. And pickleball is very important to Dade County. And
no doubt.
we took a chance on adding those courts 10, 12 years ago, I don't know. And at the time, pickleball really had not, I didn't know what pickleball was then, but they were like, this is a new sport that we think it's going to catch on. And we heard the name Bart Brannon. And so went out to Lookout Mountain to the Fairland Club and watched him play. And I was like, I think this could be something grand. So we only have 2 courts right now down at the sports complex, but we do have hopes of, we're going to have that resealed and maybe restriped, and perhaps we can at least expand it now to get a few more courts. But the goal will be to talk about that with the upcoming SPLOST and maybe have a pickleball facility or just expansion down at the Four Fields or even into each community or all the above. So,
Yeah.
All right. Audrey Clark is on the list. Come on up, sweet Audrey.
I too am an optimist. I don't know how to play pickleball yet. I love fried pickles, so that should be a point
Fried
for
pickles.
me anyway. First of all, happy 2026. I think we're early enough into this that we should still celebrate. I still feel high hopes for a great new year. It's early enough, it hadn't been dashed yet. So, no, really happy to everybody. I hope it's a great year for us all, for our community, the whole area, and the whole world as far as that goes. But anyway, I'm here with just some celebratory news, I guess you'd say. Once again, thanks everybody for participating in the Dade County Christmas Parade that we had this year. It was so very successful. We couldn't have bought better weather for that evening. It was great. So many people from around our area, not just here locally, coming out to just see the floats, the people, Santa Claus. So thank you, everyone who participated, be it a float, a pickup truck, a trailer, or just standing on the sidelines waiting for Santa. Thank you so much, and we look forward to this year's, as a matter of fact. So the other celebratory news, believe it or not, this coming Monday, the Bank of Dade will celebrate 70 years. 70 years for a facility, a bank, to be in business in a community that is still a locally owned local bank. There's been all kinds of changes, as you can imagine, just in the last 5 years, how your computer will change. Well, imagine in 70 years the changes that's taken place. They're capable, we're capable, not me personally, but of doing anything that the big institutes can do, all the digital, everything, you know, you name it, it's there. We can facilitate it. So if anyone is looking to, our new people coming into town, whatever, we would certainly appreciate your business, but we'd like to tell you that coming Monday, there's going to be a little festivities going on, and there'll be some punch and some cookies, so please come by. If you'd like, say hello. Tell us about your parents or your grandparents or your great-grandparents who opened an account there 70 years ago. You can take out a little loan if you'd like to. That'd make Shannon really happy. But really, we would appreciate you coming by if you'd like, and just celebrating with us, because it's this community and the borderline, our citizens, our customers, that has made this bank so successful. And the fact that we can still have a locally owned bank in our community is really a big deal, because I have personally seen the times where things happen in life. You know, people get sick or there's a big injury, and when you've got a local bank, I've seen people walk in and work with the loan officers where a payment is deferred or they work with you. You're not going to find that everywhere, people. Trust me, you all know how corporate it is, you know how big the world gets. But aside from that, just we appreciate you, we appreciate our citizens, and particularly our customers. So come on by. Like I said, have a cup of coffee or probably punch. Cookie, there might be some good cupcakes, I don't know, but just thank you, Dade County, and all of our customers. Thank you, commissioners, for what you do, and come down and see us when they, not me, turn 70 on Monday. Thank you.
Stephen Bonco.
My name is Stephen Bontico. I'm not an optimist, but I'm also not a pessimist. So, I'm your Dade County conservationist. Wanted to say I support pickleball. Covenant College just built multiple courts because their students were overrunning the commons up there at the Lookout Mountain Commons. So apparently it is a big enough deal that, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. Last month, the USDA rolled out a $700 million regenerative farming program. It's a new pilot program. The application to sign up for it is coming up on the 15th, as with our other programs that I announced last month. But we've got multiple regenerative farmers here in Dade County. If you don't know what regenerative farming is, you are about to fall down a YouTube rabbit hole, all about grazing and cows and nature, and it's good stuff. But all that said, it's a direction that the USDA is going with a pilot program. If you are in agriculture in Dade County, you are interested in better ways to manage and the way things are going in agriculture for higher profits and better management of land, regenerative farming is where the money and the healthy food is. So, look it up. If it looks like it fits with something you want to do on your farm, we've got an application with your name on it. You just got to fill it out and get it into our office by the 15th. So that is it.
All right, thank you. Thank you. And I do appreciate the optimist friends, and Rita Lawson's may not be an optimist yet, but we're going to get you in the Optimist Club too, since you hang out with these optimists. And pickleball is important, and Audrey, I worked at the Bank of Dade for 12 years, and you're right, a local bank is the way to go. So we'll get everybody in here a new account. If you'll just show up on Monday, they'll probably open up you a new account. And 70 years is quite a milestone. We celebrate that with the bank, and also thank the bank. I'll talk a little bit more about that just in a minute, but for the Christmas parade that was sponsored this year. All right. At this time, I'll call upon each commissioner to make a point of personal privilege. So we'll start with Dr. Pullen.
Y'all heard about the election building and the dog shelter from Alex. He gave a good update on that. The bridge work at US 11 Squirreltown Creek is in a transition period. They're taking the old temporary bridge up. It's gone, don't drive over there. The GDOT, or the contractor Tally, will be putting, once the temporary bridge is gone, they'll be sloping the shoulders and getting that widened, and they'll put up guardrails. And then what I get the most complaints about, or comments, is those humps on each side. When you hit them going about 55, it feels like your front end comes out of your car. But that probably will not be paved until the shoulder work is done and the guardrails are up, but hopefully that will be soon. Next slide. There's a new Dollar General coming to Sligo, across Sligo Road from the Citgo. I think they started dirt work on that yesterday. The 8-inch water line that was being placed up beside 299 going under I-24, it is now officially on the west side going up Hooker Hill. And next slide. I know every month I get up here and I say, wow, I can't believe these numbers, but you can see the monthly statistics there. And it remains an awe-inspiring thing to me that this happens in little old Dade County. But if I can have the next slide, the yearly totals. And if you look at EMS, which is Dade County Emergency Service, Memorial EMS, all of the fire agencies, and that includes Georgia Forestry and everybody else, and you look at law enforcement, for 2025, we had 30,955 calls answered. Now, some of them are wellness checks, some of them are just checking that things are locked up tight and no burglars and, things like that. But on my calculator, that runs out to about 85 a day. And again, that's mind-boggling to me in Dade County. And I think of us as a little small place, but we're not. and more things are moving in, and new people, and to keep from getting hit with a rotten egg, that's all I've got to say.
Commissioner Hartline's, as far as his reports go, I'll mention the electrical inspections for the month of November 2025. There were a total of 35, and in December 2025, there were a total of 44. And so 13 of those being new construction and 11 of those being new construction temporary. So that's always impressive to have that many happening here in Dade County. Also, as far as the sports complex goes, we have middle school baseball. We'll start practice the second week of February, and games will start near the end of February. Rec League baseball signups, and that was middle school. Rec League baseball, though, signups are happening now and end the first week of February. Rec League soccer will start signups also in February. And so Tank's report at the park says crews are currently working on the baseball fields, cutting sod and putting down field conditioner. And I'll call on Commissioner Woods.
All right. First start, please. All right, the big thing about that, I always brief on the Trenton Dade Animal Center. The big thing that occurred since the last brief I gave you was we had a great groundbreaking on the 16th of December. County officials, we were there, long-serving rescue people, right? We're all there. And the good part about it is they got to recognize each other publicly. You know what I mean? For decades worth of service, right? And efforts and money and everything. And many, many supporting citizens were there. It was just a very good event. And we were glad to be there and that type of thing. Not yet, Bubba. All right. The shell of the building will likely be completed this spring, weather dependent. You know, and remember, you know, we're going to put up the shell first, right? And then they're going to come in and do the interior and that kind of thing. So, you know, I always hate to say when something will be completed, right? So I'm going to say ballpark, right? It'll be done in 2026, right? And that's a safe answer, okay? All right, you know, I'm not going to say it's going to be done in August because, you know, later on, Bob, you said no. So I'm saying that we'll have a full-scale open Trenton Dade Animal Center building, right, and staff in 2026, and that's a major step. We have TDAC meetings twice, right, every month, and the public's always welcome to come. And the next one, I believe, is going to be on the 20th of January, right, here in this office at 10 o'clock in the morning. All right, next chart, please, Caleb. All right, the Good Senior Center. Let's talk about them for a minute. Right, if anybody wants to make contributions to the Senior Center, please do so, because they support people with birthday cakes and those kind of things every month, and you know, that's not free. You hear from me every month. You can say, Bob's going to talk about the Senior Center providing quality of life and fellowship and meals and transportation and shopping trips and all that, and I'd say it every month. It means so much to our seniors, right? Because many of them can't drive, right? And many of them can drive, but they don't really have a reason to get up, right? Because they're at that age where they just don't. But they go there, they play games together, and we need to support the Senior Center. In fact, in the paper it said, for New Year's resolutions, people should make a resolution 2026 is to join the Senior Center. So I just want to publicly state that. Next chart, please. All right, we had, again, and y'all know this, a whole lot of meals, over 1,000 are served in different varieties, both at the sports complex and the Senior Center, right, or being taken to people's homes. You know, and that's just wonderful and that type of thing. And it looks like projected total meals, it should have been for January. I forgot to change that, right? You know, and so, right? So we'll look forward to that again next month, okay? Next chart, please. All right. They always have guest speakers, singing groups, cooking classes, special events, birthday celebrations, and all that. And they just recently, okay, had the Dade County Chorus there. And they've come down there many times.
Eddie Cantrell, goes down there a lot as well. So it's a great place to go. And if you haven't been there, I recommend you go down there and see it. Thank you very much.
That was short and sweet.
Yep.
Unlike mine. All right, here we go. Oh, Bob.
Here, give me this, all right? There you go.
No. All right, so great month. I appreciate everyone that stopped by and saw the old courthouse during the Christmas time. We did celebrate. We had quite a few decorations up with the Christmas trees. I know Bob is a fan of Christmas trees. I just want to point that out. And we won't talk any more about that, but we had close to 1,000 visitors over the month of December, and really do appreciate that. It's still up for a few more days, but we're going to get it down here next week, Brother Bob. I promise.
Good.
And bah humbug. Anyway, locations, we're going to talk first a little bit about blessing boxes. The Lions Club has one of their tenets of Lionism is food insecurity. And so one of the things, challenges we did today at the Lions Club was accept food. And so we had brought in a lot of food and made it our goal to go to all the blessing boxes in Dade County. I did not know we had so many. I'll just have to admit that. Trenton, New Home area has one here located at the Dade County Public Library. New Home is at 2115 New Home Loop. Rising Fawn is located at Rising Fawn United Methodist Church. Lookout Mountain has one at Fire Station 4, the corner of Hinkle Road and Lula Lake, corner of Highway 136 and Sunset Drive, and Canyon Quick Stop. At Wildwood, they have one at the Hooker Church of Christ, the North Georgia Worship Center, and then on Sand Mountain at the Waters Church, and that's across from Dade Health and Rehab.
And also, Don, the American Legion, has one as well.
Oh, okay.
And
great.
it's right there at the American Legion Museum.
Okay, I'll write that down, American Legion Museum. And so I took upon the blessing box at New Home, and you could not have got another can of Beanie Weenies in that box. It was so full. And I was going to say that today we packed these boxes full, like 6, 7, 6, 7. Don't y'all love that?
Don't.
I had to work that in. Anyway, 6, 7 bags of food in each one of these were placed today. And so, hey, go 4th grade, go 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Yes. Blessing boxes are community food pantry boxes where anyone can take what they need or leave what they can. And they are available 24/7 and help neighbors with small, immediate needs. So happy to do that. Thankful again to the Lions Club and also the Trenton Methodist Church. And I know there's several other churches in Dade County that help promote that and prepare food for that. I know New Salem Methodist, Piney Grove Baptist. There's just several churches. I know I will leave some out if I start mentioning churches, but appreciate everyone that helps with that. Ribbon cutting of the historic train depot, of course, happened, and we had a great crowd there for that. Thank everyone for coming out. It's a very beautiful building. If you get over near that, especially at night, it's very pretty. But if you get over sometime and would like a little tour, just go in and talk to Miss Alvarez. She'll be happy to do that for you and show you around. Also in that building is Stephen Bonico's office, soil conservationist. And on the back side, we have our code enforcement office. Groundbreaking did take place at the animal control facility, and so we're excited about that. The Trenton Dade Animal Center is well on its way. Bob did a great job of talking about that. We appreciate Bob as well as Mayor Case and Monda Wooten, Terry Powell. There were several other commissioners there. Melissa Bradford, Christensen was there, and so we thank everyone that was in attendance that day and look forward to that. The Christmas parade, like I said earlier, was a huge success. I mean, they had close to right at 80 exhibitors, whatever you want to call them. And then in addition to that, I bet there were 40 Jeeps and 40 side-by-sides and 40 I mean, it was huge.
And Corvettes.
Corvettes and 40 of this and that. So it was a great parade. Weather was perfect, and got to see a lot of smiling faces. And that train did delay it a little bit, but we're not going to let a train stand in our way. It was a fun night, and look forward to next year. And we thank the Bank of Dade, 70 years of business, for sponsoring that again. Appreciate that. This is the year. The next slide here is talking about SPLOST. SPLOST is Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax. That's what that stands for, and it is a 1% sales tax that funds major improvement projects across Dade County. The revenue is restricted to voter-approved capital projects such as public safety, county facilities, and infrastructure. This helps the county meet important needs without relying as heavily on property taxes. Without SPLOST, we would literally be looking to do the same thing that we're doing today, a 3 to 4 meal increase. It's very important to Dade County. It's very important to Dade County education. The education SPLOST passed this year by almost a 90% margin, I believe. And so we will be seeking that referendum this year. We're working towards that around May 19th on the ballot. That'll be the general primary unless they change something. And so be aware of that. But this is where we let visitors and travelers contribute to Dade County, okay? I mean, visitors and travelers coming through Dade County are helping pay for emergency services, fire trucks, emergency medical services, ambulances, city police vehicles, sheriff's deputy vehicles. We bought tonight. All of these things that were purchased tonight did not come from your property taxes. They came from SPLOST. And so these are important things that help us run government more efficiently. Technology updates at our library, E911 dispatch software. We'll be facing next year one of the largest updates in the country's history of 911, and that's going to be a nationwide thing. It's called Next Gen 911, and so it's going to happen with or without SPLOST, but with SPLOST it would cost us a whole lot less from our property taxes, because we have to upgrade on that one for sure. Software and hardware upgrades, pickleball courts, LED lighting at the facility, and you see the picture there of the original 4 fields, which is really now 7 fields, plus a football field and 2 soccer fields. And then on the left, you see paving. That's an actual road that was being paved this year in Rising Fawn, and so we are able to, along with grants, pave quite a few roads in the county that normally we just wouldn't have the resources to do, and we actually do our own paving. Billy Massengale and his crew does an excellent job, and we appreciate their efforts. And of course, the top right picture there is the historic courthouse, which is a beautiful sight to behold. Next slide. Just remember on that SPLOST, please consider it. And, if you've got questions about it, what we're going to be doing, I want to quickly say this. During this month and maybe early February, we're going to be meeting possibly over in the old courthouse upstairs. Carrie will be announcing this online, some town hall type meeting where we will invite you to participate online, or you can actually come and meet with us. We'll be talking about that more here in the next few days and the weeks to come. And I, plus any commissioners that want to, will be available to ask questions and take your public input, because we want to hear from the community on what the community needs are and what they desire to see on the next SPLOST referendum. This is a special lady in our office, and she's going to be mad at me. I had Kayla put this in here as a slide. This is Mrs. Patty Murphy. Patty is our Human Resource Manager for Dade County, but she received her Level 1 certification as a Certified Human Resource Manager at the GLGPA, I think is what that's supposed to be, fall conference held in November. And so we're proud of her. This was not easy. These classes are very difficult. And she actually was rewarded a diploma that she still won't let us present to her in a public meeting. I told her I want to do that. She said, there's no way. And I said, well, that's fine. We'll just take care of it ourselves. So anyway, if you see Patty, tell her congratulations. She's now certified in human resources. And so thankful for Patty. She's a very dedicated employee. Been with us, I think, right at over 20 years. And so we're excited for her. The next slide there is called the Georgia Soil Water and, Georgia Soil and Water Conservation Commission. They issue what's called white cards, blue cards, red cards, and beige cards. And you want to come find out more about that, come on down. Thursday, January 22nd at 8 a.m. They'll be having a certification course for the NPDES 1A initial certification course. Now, you need to sign up for it. There is a QR code on this. If you need more information about it, feel free to call our office, and we'll get you the information. But the cost is $50 per person, and it includes your textbook and lunch provided by the Limestone Valley RC&D Council. We thank Stephen Bonico for that and his board. And this course is for those seeking level 1A, a blue card initial certification. It's an 8-hour course. Includes the test and requires a passing score of 70 or greater. It's valid for 3 years, and you become a state certified NPDES course person. So come by and do that. You can register at www.gacd.us/events if you want to go straight to the site and register. You may say $135, but we're going to get you in for $50 if you're interested, because we want to see as many people sign up for that as possible.
But the bottom line, all acronyms aside, if you move dirt, right?
Right.
Your butt's got to be here and get certified, right? That's the bottom line.
Bottom line.
Okay? If you move dirt, come here and get it taken care of.
Cheek in the seat per Bob. Get here, get certified. If you're going to move dirt, period, really dirt, especially if it's more than an acre of dirt, don't get caught.
Yeah.
But if you're going to move dirt at all, just come on and get that blue card. Always
$135, so this is a special deal.
Very special deal. You won't get this anywhere else in the state of Georgia, $135, so come on by. Next slide is March. We got this little election coming up. We thought we would get by with just 2 elections this year. No way. Looks like we're going to have probably 5 or 6 elections this year, which is awesome to the taxpayers of Dade County. But anyway, besides that little statement, Marjorie Taylor Greene decided to resign from Congress, and therefore we are having a special election to fill the vacancy of the 14th Congressional District seat. The advanced voting begins February 16th. The governor has called that election now, so got word yesterday. February 16th begins advanced voting. And the deadline to register to vote, if you haven't registered to vote for this election, is February 9th. That'll be here before you know it. And I believe, it is the special election to be held at all the polling places in Dade County, which there are 7, on March the 10th. On the day of, that will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on March 10th. But early voting typically isn't at 9 to 5, I believe, every day for advanced voting. And they're most likely will be at least 1, if not 2, Saturday events for you to consider for voting purposes. That concludes that report. Thank you very much. Okay. Under appearances, we do have the library here tonight, Ms. Lydia Sosi, manager of the Dade County Public Library.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm going to start with our statistics from November 23rd through December 20th. Our door count was at 1,485. Our computer use was at 156. Our printer use was at 606. And our study room use was utilized by 113 people. Our time with teachers is at 38, and then our November circulation of materials was at 4,072. We're excited to announce that our Ready to Read story time has grown in size. So we are now offering 2 different times for this program, which is for children pre-K and under. We will offer at our original time at 10:30 a.m. and our second is now at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. This was in hopes of splitting the class size. We're averaging about 35 children in the morning, and if you include parents, that's a lot of people to pack in our meeting room. And so by offering the second story time, it has actually brought in more children now that they have the later option, along with relieving some of that stress from the morning. And then our Adults with Disabilities Storytime will be taking place on Tuesday, January 13th at 10:30 a.m. This month, our story time and crafts will feature the theme of winter, animals, and hibernation. And we're excited to announce that we have a local author, Mandy McBriar. She will be at our library on Tuesday, January 13th at 5 p.m. To read her book, The Adventures of Buzzwing and Davis. This features our Davis Elementary School and will also feature a few local teachers as well. We are also very excited to announce that through a special grant from Tech Goes Home Tennessee through our Northwest Georgia Area Agency on Aging, we are able to provide a free computer class for seniors 60 and over for Dade County residents. This is a 4-week course with 2 classes per week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. Unfortunately, this class is now full. We had very limited spacing and it filled up the day we announced
And you
it.
brought in our grandkids to teach this class, right?
No.
Right?
Christina will be teaching this class. She's very knowledgeable in computers. Another great information about this class is that the seniors who complete every class will be able to take the laptop home with them for free. So not only will they learn how to utilize this laptop, they get to take that home with them and they'll still feel comfortable utilizing this equipment in their home.
Wow.
We do have a waiting list, and you can call us at 706-657-7857, and you'll be notified if a spot opens up. And then our Quilting Basics has been on hiatus for the holiday season, and it will be resuming on February 17th from 12 to 3 p.m. This class does require registration, and you can register on our website at chrl.org. And then Laura Cunningham will be over at our library on Tuesday, January 20th at 2 p.m. She will be doing her special Ag Venture story time. The story is Winter Garden by Janet Fox with a fun snowman craft afterwards, and this is a great program for children of all ages. And then this month's book club will be meeting on January 20th at 7 p.m. They will be going over the book that they've read, The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fife by Anna Johnston. We also have the 2026 reading list that has been selected. You can find this list on our Facebook website or stop by the library to pick up a printed copy. And then this month, we have our Learn to Juggle class, January 22nd at 6 p.m. All ages are welcome. Juggling is more than just tossing and catching balls. It's a great way to build self-confidence. It teaches patience, and it's a great hand-eye coordination in strengthening the arms, and improves concentration while also help burning calories. And if you're like me and you drop the balls a lot, you also get in some good squats in the process. I'm not good at juggling. And then our Pokemon Club is still continuing. We had our first class of the month today, and the next one will be January 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m. Supplies are included, and we also have a wonderful volunteer who stays to help teach the basics of this card game. And this month, we also have our basic embroidery class. It is for ages 7 on up. This month, they will be learning how to embroider on felt and take that felt creation to make fun bookmarks. It is at 5:30 p.m. Space is limited and registration is required. And then for this month, we have a really fun reading challenge taking place. It's like a smaller version of our summer reading challenge. It is our cozy winter reading, and this is just to encourage people to continue to read and continue with your activities after the holiday slumps that tend to hit this month. You can earn fun digital badges, but also for every 90 minutes reading, you can come into the library and pick up a fun croc charm gibbet for a prize. And then we're very happy to say that our Time with Teacher program is still going strong. This is paid through the Frank M. Pierce Foundation. We currently do have 6 tutors on hand, and parents are welcome. Dade County and Walker County parents are welcome to go onto our website at chrl.org and sign their children up for free tutoring. And then for any other information about what's taking place at our library, you can go to our website at chrl.org or visit our Facebook and Instagram page.
Do you have any classes for these newfangled generation phones?
We don't, but that would actually be a very good class to have, because I'll admit, I'm even falling behind. I keep a really old phone, and I have people who are bringing in their new devices, and I'm sitting there poking around trying to navigate. So thank you for asking about that, and I'll look around and maybe we can have somebody offer a class for that.
I'm one of those poking around.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions?
That was great, thank you.
All right, thank you
Thank
for
you,
having me
Lydia.
tonight.
Appreciate the library. And our online presentations available are from Mrs. Laura Beth Cunningham, the 4-H agent, UGA Extension, and also online presentation by Miss Sandy White, President and CEO of Alliance for Dade, representing the Chamber of Commerce. So feel free to check that out online. Again, appreciate Lydia for coming tonight. And the signs look great. Thank you. All right. I will now ask Mrs. Rebecca Jones, CFO, to provide the county financial report.
The first page you see there are account balances as of December 31st, 2025. Your next 4 pages go over the budget variance report as of November 30th, 2025. For revenues, year-to-date actuals were $9,089,064. Year-to-date budget was $9,083,324. So we were in excess, so we collected more revenues than budgeted of $5,740. The next 2 pages are your expenses. Year-to-date actuals was $7,052,952. Year-to-date budget, $7,061,207. So we're actually under budget by $8,255. Your next 4 pages go over the lost and splosh trends since 2010. And then the next several pages, I believe it's 8, go over your 2015 and 2021 SPLOST detail for fiscal year 26. And the very last page is the year-to-date tax collections, and the percentage collected as of November 30th, 2025 was 73.02%. That concludes the report.
Are there any questions pertaining to the report? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the financial report as presented by Mrs. Jones.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. We'll now call each commissioner to have their vote recorded. Dr. Pullen?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Concur, yep.
And the chair votes yes. Motion passes by unanimous vote. We have any legal matters? Mr. Robin Rogers, our county attorney. Do we have any legal matters, sir?
I don't, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Is there any unfinished business to discuss or vote upon? Hearing none, under new business, the reading of the minutes of the last month's regular meeting and any special call meetings will not be required since all commissioners have been furnished copies in advance. The minutes are public record and available for review in the county commission office. The minutes are included in the consent agenda and will be considered for approval under new business. I will now ask the county clerk to read aloud the items for consideration on the consent agenda, please.
Okay, we have the approved amended agenda. We added 4B and 5E. Approval of the previous meeting minutes. Review personal status report. Proclamation National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Resolution R-06-26, the reappointment of member to the Alcohol Beverage Control Board, Doreen Stevens. 5A, which is a request for proposal for 2 police vehicles. From Prater Ford, a Ford Explorer vehicle for $48,994, and a Ford F-150 for $50,014, both with warranties. A request for proposal for a jail transport vehicle, 2020 Transit van for $55,937 with a warranty. Request for proposal for an EMS vehicle from Prater Ford for $55,915 with a warranty, and then an additional lights and mounts, etc., from Dana Safety Supply for $19,489. The Dade County Administrative Office copier contract from Chattanooga Office Supply for $13,700. Resolution R-01-26, supporting the county's grant match for application for the 2026 Historic Preservation Fund Certified Local Government Survey and Planning Grant for Phase 3. Resolution R-02-26, the setting of the qualifying fees for the 2026 election cycle. Resolution R-03-26, tax anticipation note, line of credit authorization for calendar year of 2026. Resolution R-04-26, memorandum of understanding for Family Crisis Center of Walker, Dade, Catoosa, and Chattooga counties. Resolution R-05-26, the Georgia Indigent Defense Services Agreement with the Public Defender's Office. And that is all.
Okay. Is there any discussion regarding the items listed on the consent agenda as presented by the clerk? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented by Mrs. Knight.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. I will now poll each commissioner to have their vote recorded. Dr. Pullen?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. The motion is passed by unanimous vote. There's no need for an executive session, I believe, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We are hereby adjourned.
Well done.